Welcome back to Sew with Sarai. Today I'm going to be showing you my entire design process for the upcoming season. So stick around to the end so you can see all the projects I'm planning to sew this fall. So to design this collection for fall, as usual, I'm going to be using our Design Your Wardrobe process and the Seamwork free downloadable planner, which you can get at the link that we're going to put down in the description below. So I use this process every season, and if you want to check out a past season, you can look at my spring plans. I did the same thing, walked through the whole process, showed you all the projects for spring. We have a video on that. You can check that out. We'll put a link to that as well. So in spring, if you watch that video, my goal for that was really to create a capsule wardrobe. And for this season, my goal is more centered around fabric. So I'll talk a little bit about that in a few minutes. But for now, let's get set up and get started. So as you can see, I still have my spring and summer mood board up here on the wall. So I'm going to start by clearing off space, taking this all down so we can start fresh. The next thing I do to get ready is print off the free planner. And again, we'll put a link to that down below, and I put that in a binder. Okay, so to get started, the first step is that I write down a goal for my collection. So the goal I wrote for this collection is to add a few thoughtful pieces to my wardrobe made mostly of fabrics that I already have. And the reason is that I want to use the wonderful fabrics I already own and love, and I'd like to consider what I have more. So I'd really like to think about the things that I already own, the things that have stood out to me over time and I've fallen in love with them and I've purchased them, but I haven't made use of them yet. I'd like to make more use of those rather than always looking for something new and continuing to buy stuff. So that's really my goal for this collection. Next, we have an area to write down the concept of the collection. So a few words that really describe the concept for the collection. So what I like to do before I do that is to go through all my inspiration, all my patterns, all my fabric, all the things that I have, and start to kind of put together an organic collection of inspiration that I can draw from. So the goal here is really just to go through everything and see what's jumping out at you. You know, what do you love? What's really standing out to you at this particular moment in time? And it's kind of a first pass on your inspiration. So I start with looking through all the inspiration that I've gathered on Pinterest, and I create a board for the upcoming season. And then next, I go through all the patterns I have, so both the printed patterns and the digital patterns, which includes the whole library of over 200 Seamwork patterns, so it's a lot of patterns. And if that's something that you're interested in, having access to a library of patterns like that, you should definitely check out Seamwork. We'll put a link below in the description if you want to check that out. But it gets you access to a huge library of patterns, which is wonderful when you're doing a design process like this. And then next, I look through my fabric and start pulling things that I really feel drawn toward in this moment. And finally, I like to look through my closet and pull out the things that I already own to help me think about what I already love to wear and what I'd really like to wear again this fall. So that really helps me to make sure that I'm making a wardrobe that's integrated into what I already have. So here are the words that I came up with after I went through everything that I have and kind of saw what the patterns were, what was really what I'm really drawn to right now. So the words that I came up with for this collection for this season are smart, classic, and versatile. And once I kind of honed in on the overall look, the collection name that came to me is Bookish Layers. So what I mean by that is a look that's kind of, I don't know, very smart, very sophisticated, and lots of layers, so that it's something that can be worn in a variety of contexts. It can mix and match with a lot of things that I already have. It'll be warm, it'll be comfortable, and it'll be just something that I can wear every day. So that's my overall concept. Okay, the next sheet in the planner is about context. So these are the life contexts that you want to design for, and there's space to write up to 3. So the 3 life contexts that I chose for this collection are: 1, working from home, which is something I do a lot. The second one is collaborating. So that's working with other people in person, which happens for me once or twice a week. I'm making videos or I'm doing some podcasting, working with other people in the office. That happens a couple times a week. And the last one I wrote is walking, and that's because I have a dog now, I have a puppy, and we do a lot of walking. And so I need clothing that's gonna make sense outside as well as inside. So those are my contexts. And under each context, you can write the criteria for that context. So for this particular situation in your life, what are the criteria that your clothing need to meet? So for working from home, I wrote comfort, warm, and soft. I just know I'm not going to wear something if it doesn't meet those criteria. For collaborating, I want to feel confident in it. I want it to be mic friendly. That's especially important when I'm doing videos, make it easy to clip my mic on. And it should also be comfortable. And then for the third context, walking, that actually has the most criteria. So for that, I want it to be warm. I want it to be layerable. I want to be able to wear it with boots because it's going to be very muddy, and I want to be able to wear it with sweaters. So that kind of goes with the layerable thing, but if it looks nice with a sweater, then that's better. And I want it to have pockets. That's really important to me when I'm out walking, so that I can hold my phone, I can hold any doggy stuff that I'm bringing, and have a place to keep that. So those are my criteria for each of my life contexts, and yours might be a little bit different, but that's kind of the beauty of this. It really helps you to hone in on what your clothes need to meet in order to be serviceable for you. So on the next page, there's a space to create a mood board. So you can use this space to create your final mood board, or you can do it analog, you could do it with Pinterest or some other digital tool. I'm gonna put it on my big mood board wall in my office, but that's totally up to you. So this is really where you're gonna edit that initial inspiration even more. And then what we're gonna do is add some texture to it. So you might want to add some swatches to it, or you might want to add some images that just convey a particular mood or a particular color palette. You're really trying to evoke the story that you're trying to create. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to start pinning stuff up on my mood board and building it. So as I built my mood board, what I noticed is there's definitely a very limited color palette. That is something that I expected. There's a lot of black, there's a lot of this caramel color, beige, very simple color palette, but that really helps to bring the details forward, I think. There's a lot of really interesting classic women's wear details, and there's also a lot of interesting menswear details, and I think that's a really nice mix. I think this picture of Anita Ekberg that I pinned up is just so beautiful and so classic, and really provided a starting point for me to start thinking about my inspiration, and I feel like that image is what the rest of the collection sort of coalesced around. Now I'm going to take my fabrics and build a palette by dividing them into neutrals, basics, statement colors, and then down here we have a space for prints. So I went through all of my fabrics, and these are some of the colors and fabrics that I chose. And this just kind of gives me a feel for the kinds of colors and fabrics that I want to include. As I said, I want to use a lot of what I already have. So I actually have a lot of the fabrics that I'm going to be using in my collection, but there are a couple things missing. And I just tried to find fabrics that were close in color that would just kind of give me an idea of the palette that I'm going for, even if they're not exact. So it's okay if you don't have everything you need. You can definitely add to it as time goes on. So here are the colors that I went with. So as you can see, I chose a lot of neutrals. I have one that I consider a basic, although this could also possibly be considered a neutral, and I have a couple prints. So what I have here, I have a lot of this kind of caramel color that I want to include. So that's going to be a big one for me. Some black. This is not the exact black fabric I'm going to be using. That's one of the few fabrics I actually need to purchase. And then I have this kind of stone color that I may or may not include. I also have these two prints that I'm definitely going to be using, this gingham print and this other check print that I'm really excited about that I have in my stash already. So as you can see, it's a very neutral palette. I don't have any big statement colors in here, and that's totally fine. I have some statement colors in my wardrobe already that I think will mix and match really well with this, and that's why I want to keep it quite neutral. So you don't have to have something in every category. It's really up to you and kind of the total look you're going for. Okay, next we're going to be creating some outfits. So I'm going to walk you through what I made, but I just want to talk about this worksheet for a little bit. I think the really great thing about designing outfits first is that it gives you the sense of how you're going to wear the garment, and it really helps you to create things that go together. or that go with things that you already have in your closet already. So on this worksheet, there's a place to write the context that you're designing the outfit for. There's a place to write down the pieces that make up the outfit. There's a place for some inspiration images where you can just paste something that inspires this outfit for you. And then there's a place to actually add a sketch. So I'm going to walk you through the looks that I designed and talk about each of them. I want to point out something on the sketch though. So I created these sketches in Procreate on my iPad using an Apple Pencil. I really like to illustrate them digitally. I think it's really, really fast and easy and fun to do. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely check out Procreate. It's a great program if you like to draw. Generally, it's really fun. So that's what I did, and then I printed them out. So I printed out each of the sketches and I just pasted them right in there. So for this first look, what I have is a rib knit top, so a long sleeve knit top and a pinafore dress. So that's the first look that I want to create. You'll see this rib knit top pop up. It's going to be in every single outfit that I designed, and I think that tells me just how versatile something like that is going to be. Last fall and winter, I have a few rib knit long sleeve tops like this with a crew neck, and I wore them all the time. So I know that I'd get a lot of wear out of something like that. So this is my first outfit. Okay, the next outfit, we have that rib knit top. Once again, like I said, it's in every single outfit I designed. And then these corduroy flares. So I'm gonna be using the Chelsea jeans, doing the same modification that I did when I made them in blue corduroy for the spring. And if you didn't see that video, definitely check that one out. That was a really, really successful project for me. It's like one of my favorite pairs of pants now. So I definitely want to make it again. So this time I'm going to be doing it in a toffee colored corduroy. That's the name of the color, was toffee. So really, really excited about that. That is the other fabric that I still need to buy. So I'm only buying 2 fabrics for this entire collection. I'm buying a black fabric and I'm buying this corduroy. So really, really excited about that. For my third outfit, we have that rib knit top once again, and this time we have a checked mini skirt. So it's an A-line, very simple, classic skirt. I wear a skirt like this in black quite a lot. I'm going to be doing this in heavy knit, a double knit, so that I already own. So that's another one that I think I'm just going to get a ton of wear out of. Okay, so for my final outfit, the last look, I think this one has the most sort of statement pieces in it. So I'm planning to make, first of all, I have that rib knit top again underneath as a layering piece. And then on top, I have a quilted jacket. So I want to do a boxy quilted jacket, and I want to do it in black and white gingham check. So that's something I'm really excited about. And then finally, this billowy, very, very simple maxi skirt. So I want to take some this beautiful caramel colored cotton that I already own and turn it into a maxi skirt with a drawstring and elastic waist. So I'm really, really excited about that one. It'll be very easy to make. Now we've gone through all the outfits that I want to create. So now let's take a look at the actual projects that I'm planning to sew. So for me, this is the really exciting part because we're taking all of this kind of conceptual inspiration and we're breaking it down into something that I can actually make with my hands. Okay, so here's my first project. So to design this project, first I give it a name. I called this one Caramel Maxi Skirt. For this one, you can write down a size. For this one, I wrote not applicable because I'm going to be self-drafting this. And I'm actually going to be doing a tutorial here on the channel all about making this skirt really, really simple, comfy, easy skirt to make. So if you're interested in that, definitely stay tuned and let me know in the comments, and I'll make sure to get that video up as soon as I can. So for this, I need elastic, I need drawstring, I need about 3 yards of cotton. So I wrote those down here under the supplies. Under customization ideas, I wrote that it's self-drafted and it's going to have an elastic and drawstring waistband. So you can write down any kind of customization idea. If you're using a pattern, you might want to do a pattern hack. You might want to change something up or add a detail. It's a great place to note that for your future self. And then there's a spot for a swatch. So I already have this fabric. This is going to be the cotton I use, which is kind of like a lightweight sort of shirting cotton. And then finally the sketch. So again, I created this in Procreate and then I printed it out and just pasted it right into here. So I ended up with 6 projects altogether. So this is number 2. And number 2 is that checked A-line mini skirt that I mentioned. So very simple mini skirt. I'm going to do it in this thick double knit fabric, which has this check print on it. So I think that's going to be really, really cute and also really, really easy. Again, I'm not using a pattern for this one. I'm actually going to base it on a skirt that I already have that I really like. And it has some elastic just kind of facing in the waist to help it stay up and not stretch out. So I'm going to try doing something like that. I think it'll be really, really fast and easy. Project number 3 is that pair of Chelsea jeans made with corduroy fabric. So I'm going to be using kind of a caramel colored corduroy fabric to make these. I don't have that fabric yet, so I just put in a swatch of something that's kind of a similar color. I think my actual color is going to be a little bit darker than that, but I'll just replace the swatch when I get the actual fabric. So don't worry if you don't have all your fabric right away. You can always put in a placeholder or just leave it blank until you have the fabric that you actually need. So the only modification I wrote is to raise the flare. So again, I did that in the video I made for the other Chelsea jeans that I created. So you can go check that out if you want to see how that's done. But I love those pants so much. Project number 4 is this gingham check quilted jacket. And I'm going to do some patch pockets on the front. It's going to be a simple boxy jacket. I wrote in here in the customization ideas, possibly making it reversible. Not sure if I want to do that or not, but I think that's an option. When it gets closer, I might make that decision. The other thing that I thought would be really cool, I didn't write this down, maybe I should. So I'm going to do some bound edges on the pockets, but I'd like to vary the quilting. So maybe do a larger quilted pattern on the jacket and then a smaller quilted diamond pattern on the pockets. I think that would be really, really cute. So very simple, cute quilted jacket. I really love quilted jackets in the fall and winter. They are just so warm, so cozy, so easy to put on. It's like wearing a blanket. Project number 5 is this black pinafore dress. So this is something that I've wanted in my wardrobe for years and years and years. So I'm really excited to make it. I think I'm going to wear it quite a lot. I'm going to be using the Seamwork Danny dress for this, which has that beautiful deep V neckline, which I think looks so great over just a beautiful white blouse, or to dress it down, you could do it over a knit top. So this is something that I know I'm going to wear a lot. I'm going to be using a black suede thick knit, so like a scuba knit that I bought from Style Maker Fabrics. And I don't have that fabric quite yet, so I just added in a swatch of another black fabric, and I'll swap that out. I might add pockets, just some patch pockets in the front. I think that would be cute, but also really functional for me. So that kind of goes back to the context that I'm designing for, one of which is walking. I like to have pockets in the things that I wear to walk. So that's project number 5. And this is project number 6, which is that rib knit layering top that featured in every single outfit that I designed for this collection. So I'm going to be using the Seamwork Alice pattern, which is a long sleeve, very simple knit top. So I think this is going to be really, really great for layering. And like I said, it's something that I already know that I wear a lot, so I just know I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. And this is the fabric, which I already have, and it matches the fabric that I'm going to be using for the maxi skirt, which I already have as well. So it's going to have a really kind of cool monochrome effect when I wear them together. So that's my final project in this collection. Now I'm going to take these projects out of my binder and I'm going to add them to my mood board wall. I like to have them on the wall so that I can see them at all times and remember what I'd planned to sew and how everything fits together. Okay, so here it is, my final design wall for fall. I've got my mood board, all my images pinned up over here for inspiration. Here I have all my projects pinned up so that I can see them at any time. They're accessible. I can always get a reminder of what I want to make. And then over here in this corner, I have my fabric palette. One other thing that I didn't mention before is I'm actually planning to knit a project as well. I'm planning to knit a sweater vest this fall. So I included some inspiration images, a really cute sweater vest over here. I didn't include it in my project plans because I'm really focused on sewing with these, but I did want to include it in my overall inspiration for the season because it is something that I'm going to be making this season, I hope. I am so excited to be making all of these projects really soon, and I just really like having a process like this to plan them out. And the reason that I like that is because I find it really, really easy to kind of get lost in all the options. There's just so much that we can do when we sew, and it's really easy to kind of get analysis paralysis and not be able to figure out exactly what you should make and kind of fly by the seat of your pants and end up making things that you don't actually want to wear. So having a process that I can turn to that will just walk me through it is really helpful to me. And if you think that you'd benefit from a process like this, the first step could be just downloading our free planner. And again, we'll put a link to that below. But if you really want to dig in and really focus on creating things that you're going to love to wear, then definitely check out our Design Your Wardrobe program. It's a 3-week program that really walks you through this whole process step by step. And we do a group program twice a year. But if you're a Seamwork member, you actually can access this at any time. We have a self-guided program that you can do anytime throughout the year. And if that's something you think you might be interested in, you should definitely check out everything else that you get with a Seamwork membership.
When you join, you get access to our entire catalog of over 200 modern sewing patterns, from quick and easy tops to wear anywhere dresses to tailored blazers and pants. We help you to design and craft your own wardrobe. Membership also gets you access to Design Your Wardrobe, our popular course that walks you through a process for laying out a seasonal wardrobe that you can sew. Plus, membership includes our library of dozens of sew-along classes, and best of all, access to our private sewing community, including tens of thousands of members, where you can post projects, ask questions, and even find sewing friends near you. I hang out there all the time along with Haley and the rest of the team here at Seamwork, and I'd love for you to join me. YouTube subscribers get half off a Seamwork membership, making it an incredibly good deal. To sign up, just click the button on screen or the link in the description below to claim your offer. I hope you loved this video, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one.